Hey guys, welcome to the fourth video. So this video is going to be all about sales. Hope you've enjoyed the training so far, and we will work on making more training available to you just to help you keep improving your business that you want to keep working with us. So we'll work on some more stuff. We'd appreciate any feedback. And in this video, we're going to talk about sales. And sales is something that I'm passionate about. It's probably my biggest strength, and it's the thing that's going to make the biggest difference in your business is if you get really good at sales. And the reason is because when you get really good at sales, you can afford more marketing. So let's say, for example, I spend $1,000 on some form of marketing. If I'm only good enough with my salesmanship and my sales process to land one job, I might not be able to afford this marketing channel. However, if I'm really good at sales and out of this $1,000 I spend in marketing, I can land 6 jobs, all of a sudden I can afford this marketing. So because I'm better at sales, I can afford more marketing to do more estimates, to produce more jobs and make more money. So sales is like everything, you know. And one of our salespeople, our top sales guy at Foothills Painting, his name's Kevin, and his sales rate for this year is 48% right now, and his average job size is over $4,000. So every estimate he shows up to, on average, he books $2,000 at every estimate. So for Painter Choice, if we just set up 60% of the leads for estimates, we spend about $50 to get an estimate set up. If you can book $2,000 for every $50 appointment, you're doing very, very well. So sales, everything. I'm going to cover just a handful of things that I think what I've noticed many painting contractors are making a mistake on somewhere on here, if not all of these things. Okay, so the first big mistake I see and the first big opportunity is to have a strong initial phone call. All right, so the initial phone call sets the expectation for the estimate. It sets the first impression. It tees everything off to get started. And so you've got to have a really good, strong initial phone call. So there's a general outline we follow to our phone call. So we start out by just talking to the customer. So we start out with, hey, hey, is this Jane? This is Eric with Foothills Painting. Got your information, Painter Choice, da-da-da. Cool, Jane, can you tell me a little bit about your project? Cool, and when was the house last painted? And what problems have you noticed? And where did you notice those? And were you wanting to change the colors? And when were you trying to get this project done? Okay, great. So we start by talking and finding out a little bit about the project. And then we set up the estimate. All right, so you want to make sure you set good expectations for the estimate, because if you don't set the expectations, the customer is going to make them up for them. So I say, okay, Jane, let me tell you how I set up my estimates. I do my estimates in 1.5 hour blocks. I usually only need you for about the first 15 to 20 minutes and then the last 10 minutes of the estimate. For the first 15 to 20 minutes, I just want to sit down with you, find out a little bit more about what you're looking for, and run you through a few things about our company. And then I want to take a walk around the house with you. And I really want to look at some of those problem areas you mentioned, let you know what I recommend doing for those. I can also work up some different options for you based on what you need and what you want on your house. Once I've done that with you, I'll take about 20 or 30 minutes to actually write up the whole estimate and take my measurements and everything. The last 10 minutes, I'll come back inside, run you through everything I came up with, answer any questions you have, and we can see where you want to go from there. Does that sound good? Okay, great. So do you have a calendar nearby? Ta-da, schedule, and we kind of go through that whole thing. So, and then I always end the phone call with, okay, Jane, so one last thing. I just want to let you know that if everything looks good, and when we meet on Saturday, if you want to go ahead and book with me on Saturday, I can save you a little bit of extra money off the job. So I just want to let you know about that. Keep that in mind. I look forward to seeing you Saturday. And that's that. So that's the essential couple things to do with the initial phone call. And don't be afraid to build some rapport and be friendly. Like, sales is all about building trust. Like, it's all about winning people over. It's all about like making friends with people. So number 2 is going to be rapport. So once you get to the estimate, do not start your estimate with paint. This is one of the biggest mistakes that you can do. You've got to build a relationship with your customer if you want to win the sale. If you want to have a 50% sales rate, you have to be loved by everyone you meet with. And the only way to do that is not by talking about paint, it's by talking about not paint. So the first thing I always ask when I walk into the door at an estimate is I just say, hey, how's it going? Like, nice to meet you. Cool. You want to take a seat down? Cool. So how long have you guys lived here for? Oh, you lived here 4 years? Oh, what brought you here? Oh, work? What do you do for work? Oh my God, you do that? I'm really interested in that. Now we find, and you ask enough questions that you start to find things that you have common interest in, and you just genuinely like build rapport and get to know people, get to know your customers, because it's all about the relationship. And you don't need to build rapport for hours or like a lot of time. You just need to be someone who's like a person. They got to know you. They've got to get to know you. It can't just be all about paint and all a business transaction. They're spending a lot of money. They want to like you. It's really important that they like you. So you got to build rapport. All right, so then what we do is we start walking around the house. All right, so the fundamentals to walking around a house with a customer. I'm just going to tell you a few fundamentals. One, building rapport. Like keep building rapport with them around the house. 2, identify every problem area they have on their house and educate them. So, hey Jane, do you see this peeling paint right here? So here's what's happening. You know, moisture's getting in here, and it's making the paint do this and wood do this. And if you don't take care of it, this is basically what happens. So definitely an area you want to pay attention to. What I recommend doing for this area is to scrape it, sand it, prime it. Here's why I recommend those things. So would you like me to scrape, sand, and prime all the areas around the house for you? And that's the process that you want to follow for all problem areas around the house as you're doing the walk around. That is how we're going to customize the estimate for the customer. So the key here is identify all the problems. The other key here is we want to make sure we're only giving recommendations. Always give recommendations and then ask them what they want. That way your customer's actually having the experience of customizing the estimate. They have the experience of building the exact estimate they want. You're going to avoid people telling you, we want to get other estimates. You'll have less people tell you, we want to get other estimates when you use the word recommend. Rather than saying, hey Jane, so what we do for these areas, we scrape, sand, and prime them. Sound good? She's like, okay, cool, sounds good, sounds good, sounds good. Cool, no, this all sounds good. I want to see what other people do. It's like, well, they're going to do the same thing. Yeah, but she didn't know that because you just told her this is what we do. Instead of saying, hey, here's the knowledge that all painting people have. What would you like done? I can do that for you. And so you get her exactly what she needs and wants, or you get him exactly what he needs and wants. And they really like you. They like you, you get them what they need and want. The third thing is you got to do the estimate on the spot. Do not email your bid later. Do not email your estimate later. Do not drop a bid off. Meet them, build rapport with them, walk around the house, customize the estimate, give them options, write the estimate on the spot, write it up, take it inside, sit down with them, run them through it, answer their questions, and ask for the job. You will close more estimates when you do that. So the last thing right here is to offer incentives, okay? So it's so important that you offer incentives. I can't even tell you. So there's 2 incentives we offer people. We offer people a discount to be flexible with our schedule. So I say, hey, can you guys paint? When were you wanting to paint? May? Cool. Well, we're trying to fill some of our spots up for late April right now, and it really helps us up with our schedule if you can schedule in one of these next upcoming spots. So would you be able to paint in like late April or early May if everything works out? You could? Okay, great. Well, then I can save you some money on doing that. Thank you for doing that. That's great. So that's one. So we offer a scheduling discount. So that's just to be flexible with our schedule. It's kind of like a rainy day discount, like if it's an interior job, we do flexible scheduling discount. So if they're willing to paint their interior on a rainy day for us, we give them a discount. That's the discount there. And then the other discount is to schedule with us today. So, if you book with us today, at the end of the walk around and say, hey, if everything looks good when I come back inside, if you guys want to go ahead and book with us today, I can save you a little bit of extra money. So here's my binder, here's my references, take a look at those. I'm going to walk around the house and write everything up. I'll be back in with you in like 20 minutes. We'll see where you guys want to go from there. Okay, so when I ask them at the beginning of the estimate when they want their house painted, that's when I mention a discount to work with our schedule. At the end of the walk around, I mention a discount to schedule with us today. I also mentioned both of these on my initial phone call. So why is that so important? The reason that is so important is because if you don't give people a reason to buy, they are not going to take your estimate seriously. They're going to say things like, they're going to open the door and be like, oh, cool, so you're here for the estimate? Yeah, so do you need me for anything? Just walk around, just give me the estimate. They don't take it seriously. And then when you ask them, hey, sir, so this is what we recommend doing for this. What do you want? You're like, whatever. I mean, yeah, you can add that on there or not. I don't care. They kind of have this attitude of whatever, dude, just give me the estimate. You're just getting me an estimate. Just give me an estimate. But all of a sudden, we start pre-closing on them, is what we say. We start giving them reasons to buy, and they start taking the estimate more seriously. Okay, I might make a decision, even if they're we're not making any decisions that day. They still know that they can save money if they do make a decision. And people love saving money. I don't name a person who doesn't want to save money. So even if they put their guard up, they know that they can save money if they book today. And they know they can save money if they can get in your next available spots. And so it gives them a reason to consider you seriously. So now your customers are going to start asking you the questions that are important to them. They're actually going to ask you hey, so what's this warranty? What are your conditions on your warranty? How much do you need to put down? Cool, and do you have any references in the area? Have you painted any homes? They start asking all the questions that are important to them, and all you've got to do is answer them right. and you can win the job. So you've got to do these things. You've got to have a strong phone call, or you can't have a strong estimate. You've got to build rapport, or no one's going to want to work with you. On the walk around, you've got to recommend solutions. You've got to talk about all the problems on the house. You've got to deliver the estimate on the spot, and you have to offer incentives so they won't take you seriously. Implement. Do this. Take action. Put it into existence. I promise you, your sales rate will improve, not just with Painter Choice, with everything, everywhere. Implement this with sales, and we will be making a much more detailed sales training for people in the future, so we'll let you know when that's available. I hope you found this helpful, and thank you for watching. Click the button below, take a quick quiz about what you've just watched, and answer a few questions about the quiz, and then you can claim your 2 free leads, and we'll get those added to your account. So thanks again so much for taking a chance with Painter Choice. I know with all marketing, it's a gamble. All marketing is a gamble, and I really encourage you to commit to making it work, because I know it does. I use Painter Choice with all my businesses. I know a lot of people who do. Focus on everything we've worked on through this free training, and if you need something, please talk to us. We want you to succeed. We want your business. Contact us if you need anything. Thanks for working with Painter Choice, and go ahead and claim your 2 free leads now.